Hey, y'all, welcome to Andrea Speaks TV. I'm your host, Andrea, bringing you commentary you can use. I'm coming to you with a quick live. It'll be about maybe 15 minutes or less. But I want to ask the question, y'all. Are food shortages? I've talked a lot about food shortages right here on the channel. And I just read an article not long ago, and it made me ask the question, are the food shortages, being intentionally done? Is it something that's intentional? Now, right here on the channel, we've had conversations. There are some people who say, yes, Andrea, this is all done by design. It's planned. And, we would hate to think that, because it's kind of like, okay, who would be, so evil and cruel to just intentionally create and cause food shortages? But after reading this story, okay, and I'm going to share it with you all, I don't know, I just have more concerns. So I want to know your thoughts about it. Let me know as soon as I power up my laptop. So again, I want to say welcome. Thank you all so much for supporting the channel. The channel is growing. And I owe a lot of that to you all, my subscribers and supporters. If you are watching for the first time, you've never tuned in before, I want to say welcome, and thank you for joining. I am Andrea from Andrea Speaks TV, where I bring you commentary you can use. So today is Monday, June 20th. I hope that you all are doing well and your families are doing well. Let me read you all this story, okay? I'm logging in right now, and I'm going to pull it up, okay? I know sometimes YouTube does a delay in sending the notifications to my subscribers. YouTube, gotta do better, YouTube. So I'll wait, until I have some people join in, okay? Thank you. This is an important story, and I want us to have a conversation about it. And I promise I won't hold y'all long, okay? Hello to everyone tuning in. Thank you all so much. Please make sure you support the channel by liking this video, sharing this video, and I want to invite you to subscribe to the channel if you have not already subscribed. Hello everyone who is watching now live. Welcome. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Okay, I want to share this article with you. Give me just a moment here. Say hello. Let me know where you're tuned in from. Just a moment here while I get everything up. If this is your first time tuning in or joining the channel, if you subscribe to the channel and this is your first time watching me live, please say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. Now, this is an interactive channel, and I do like to interact with my subscribers and supporters. So please make sure you leave your thoughts and comments, your feedback in the comments, okay? Thank you. I won't keep you long. I just want to bring a very interesting story to your attention. You all let me know, are you all seeing food shortages in your area? Are you all seeing food shortages in your area? All right, let's see. Just a moment here. Everyone watching now live, please make sure that you give this video a thumbs up. Please support the channel. All right, welcome everyone. Okay, so you all know right here on the channel, not only do I talk about news that's happening here in the United States, but I also cover international news. Okay, that means news that happens in countries other than the United States. So I want to report on some news out of Sudan. Okay, Sudan is a country in Africa, and I specifically want to talk about the wheat. Okay, the wheat that is being grown in Sudan. Okay, all right, so this information comes from Yahoo News. Okay, and the title of the article, hello to everyone who's tuned in now watching live. Make sure you like this video, share this video, and I want to invite you to subscribe to the channel if you have not already subscribed. Okay, and also when you subscribe to the channel, make sure you hit the notification bell and all notifications. That way when I do go live, even if it's a delay by YouTube, you'll still get the notifications. Okay, before I get started, do we have any first time viewers in the house tonight? Do we have any first time viewers, first time tuning in? You all let me know. Do we have any first time? My hand was all in front of the camera. I'm sorry about that, y'all. Do we have any first time viewers in the house tonight? Please say hello. I want to welcome you, and I would like to invite you to subscribe to the channel. All right, y'all, listen, this is a very alarming story. Okay, this comes from Yahoo News. Okay, this comes from Yahoo News, and the article says that the Sudan wheat harvest. Now, you all know I've talked about right here on the channel, I share with you all that ironically, everything that's happening between Ukraine and Russia, allegedly they are the producers of the majority of the wheat for the world. Okay, but listen to what's happening. Speaking of wheat, okay, listen to what's happening in Sudan. Okay, and it makes me question, well, are the food shortages, is this something that's being intentionally done? Now I want y'all to listen to this story. Okay, pay attention, follow along with me. I'm going to keep you for less than 10 minutes, but I want you to listen to this story, listen to what I share with you, and I want you to ask questions. Okay, are the food shortages intentional? Okay, welcome again to all new subscribers. Please help me by supporting the channel by liking this video. I want to invite you to subscribe to the channel as well. Listen to this, y'all. Now, the article says, this is from Yahoo News, the Sudan wheat harvest waits to rot. It waits to rot, y'all, as hunger crisis looms. Now, you all know I've talked about how they're saying that allegedly what's going on between Ukraine and Russia, they're saying that this is going to speed up what they call a global food crisis that's coming. Okay, even before the pandemic, there were parts of the world who already dealt with food crisis and dealt with food shortages. Thank you. Hello, Witcher Works. Good to see you again. Thank you so much for your continued support. There were already parts of the world, even before the pandemic, that already dealt with hunger and food shortages, things of that nature, food scarcity. And so now with everything going on, the pandemic, and now, this alleged war between Russia and Ukraine, they're saying that all of these different events, right, are contributing even more to the food crisis. But listen to this, y'all. According to Yahoo News, Sudan, okay, that's SUDAN, I want you to do your research. The Sudan wheat harvest is waiting to rot. It's just sitting there, y'all, as the hunger crisis looms. Okay, now I don't know if you can see this or not. Okay, let me see if I can turn it around a little bit. But there's a gentleman. Can you all see that? I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's a gentleman. Let me click off of this. Hold on, y'all. Let's see. Okay, as you can see, he has what looks like several bags of wheat behind him. They're saying the wheat is sitting to rot, y'all. Listen to this. It makes me wonder, are the food shortages intentional? Okay, according to Yahoo News, the article says, looking at the sacks of wheat stacked in Imad Abdullah's small home. Okay, so this is the man. Let me see if I can zoom in. Okay, so this is the gentleman. Can you all see that? This is the gentleman in his home. See how he has the sacks of wheat behind him? Okay, so basically this is what they're saying. Looking at the sacks of wheat stacked in Ahmad Abdullah's small home, no one would guess that Sudan's food security is hanging by a thread after an October coup and Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Okay, the article continues by saying, but the wheat farmer fears that the grain will soon rot after his country's cash-strapped government backed out of promises to purchase it at an But the wheat farmer fears that the grain will soon rot after his country's cash-strapped government backed out of promises. Listen to this, y'all. After his country's cash-strapped government backed out of promises to purchase it at incentivizing prices. Okay, for everyone watching now live, please take a moment, hit the thumbs up button, like this video, subscribe to the channel if you have not. I'm sharing information that we all need to know about. Okay, now so the article is basically saying that this man has wheat. The government promised that they would purchase. Thank you so much for liking this video. I really appreciate your support, y'all. Hit the thumbs up button, like this video, share this video. If you're watching for the first time, I want to invite you to subscribe to the channel, join our community. We're sharing information about the current times we live in, and I'm telling you, we're living in a time where we all need to be sharing information. Okay, so the man has the wheat. The government promised that they were going to purchase it from him. And because they are so cash strapped, according to the article, the government backed out of buying the wheat from him. And now they're saying that the wheat is just sitting there to rot. Okay, what do you all think about this news? Okay, so here's a quote. It says, it has been 2 months since I harvested the wheat and I can't store it in the house anymore, said Abdullah, pointing to the large sacks filled with ripened wheat crammed into his small house in Al-Loata in Jazeera State, south of Sudan's capital. Okay, let me know what your thoughts on this news. Now, listen to this, y'all. This is news out of Sudan, okay, which is in Africa. It has been 2 months. Okay, I already read that. Okay, now the article says he is one of thousands of farmers who have cultivated the grain as part of Sudan's largest agricultural scheme named Al Jazeera. That's AL''Gezira. Okay. The article says when Abdullah harvested in March, he was promised 43,000 Sudanese pounds, about $75 per sack, a price set by the government to encourage farmers to cultivate the grain. He's quoted saying, we used to sell the government our entire harvest. We never had to bring it home. We don't even have adequate storage places. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? The government in Sudan, they backed out of their promise to buy wheat from the people. And so now they're saying, they don't have the space to store it at home. And I assume they don't have anyone else to buy it. And so now the wheat is just going to sit there and rot. Do you think the food shortages are intentional? Y'all let me know what's going on here. Okay, now listen to this, y'all. Okay, Sudanese officials have, however, declared. Listen to this, y'all. Sudanese officials have, however, declared in recent weeks that they will not be able to buy this season's entire harvest due to lack of funds. Now, I'll admit, okay, I haven't studied the government, the economy of Sudan, so I don't know. They could very well be going through some type of economic collapse or economic financial crisis. I don't know, but this is quite shocking, y'all. The government, for whatever reason, they're saying lack of funds, they backed out of the promise to buy the wheat from the people. Do you think this is happening in other parts of the world? Do you think this is happening right here in America? Y'all let me know. I don't know. All right, the article continues by saying impoverished Sudan has for years, okay, maybe this answers my question. Impoverished Sudan has for years been grappling with a grinding economic crisis, which deepened after last year's military coup prompted Western governments to cut crucial aid. Now, are they talking about, a lot of times when in international news, when they refer to Western governments, they're talking about the United States. So I wonder, are they talking about the United States? It says the October coup derailed a fragile transition put in place following the 2019 ouster of President Omar al-Bashir. Okay. All right, and this is a picture of the gentleman holding the grain. Look at this, y'all. All of this is being stored in those sacks, okay, waiting to rot. Isn't that terrible, y'all? Oh my goodness, I didn't know India cut off wheat, and last I heard it's going to cut off rice. Wow, I need to research that and talk about that. So why are the countries, what's really behind the countries and the governments not buying the wheat? What's really behind that? Okay, let me keep reading, y'all. I gotta hurry up because I got to get on the road soon, okay? Now, the article also says over 18 million people, nearly half the Sudanese population, are expected to be pushed into extreme hunger by September, according to United Nations estimates. Russia's invasion of Ukraine, both key grain suppliers, okay, that's what I shared with you all, threatens to compound Sudan's existing food security troubles. So you mean to tell me that rather than feeding the people and, lessening the chances of extreme hunger for the people in Sudan, the government would rather not buy it and would rather not feed the people? All right, the article also says wheat imports from both nations make up between 70 to 80% of Sudan's local market needs, according to a 2021 UN report. Goodness. Last month, the article says dozens of wheat farmers from Sudan's northern state staged a protest, okay, outside the agricultural bank after it refused to take their harvest. So the people, what they're saying is that the people, started protesting outside. Last month, dozens of wheat farmers from Sudan's northern state staged a protest outside the agricultural bank after it refused to take their harvest. Someone said I grew 16 acres of wheat this season, filling some 120 sacks, amounting to a total of 12 tons. Farmer Madawi Ahmed told AFP. Okay, so here's another picture. Okay, look how the farmers, all right, do you see the gentleman there? And do you see how the sacks, y'all see that? This is mind-blowing, y'all. Okay, he said the bank only agreed to buy less than half. Let me repeat that, y'all. The bank only agreed to buy less than half of his harvest, and he now fears the rest will spoil. Can y'all believe that? Farmers, the article continues, it says farmers work in the fields as part of the Al Jazeera. If you would like to research that, it's spelled A-L and then apostrophe. I don't know why I'm saying apostrophe. A-L hyphen. Okay, excuse me if I said apostrophe. It's A-L hyphen G-E-Z-I-R-A. The Al Jazeera scheme. Okay, S-C-H-E-M-E. It says farmers work in the fields as part of the Al Jazeera scheme have over the years contributed only a small portion of Sudan's annual wheat needs of 2.2 million tons. Okay, this year the article says local wheat production was forecast to cover only a quarter of the country's needs, according to the UN's Food and Agriculture Organization, or the FAO is what it's abbreviated as. Okay, the finance ministry earlier this month said it was committed to building a strategic wheat reserve of up to 300,000 tons. Okay, but the government does not have, the government, and I quote, does not have the money to buy the harvest, is what they're saying, said an official with Sudan's agricultural bank, which procures the wheat from farmers. Okay, what's going on with the money, y'all? It says, we have asked the finance ministry and the central bank for funds, but we get no response. Y'all, this is really like opening my eyes to, I already had speculations, but now that I'm reading this story, it really makes me question, in certain parts of the world, in certain cases, are food shortages being intentionally done? Why would they not try to, come up with other ways to pay these farmers for the wheat so that it can get to the people, so that they can be fed and decrease the chances of hunger? Why would they not do that? But instead, why would they refuse to buy and say that they don't have enough funds? Does that make sense to y'all? Something don't sound right about that. They said they asked, someone spoke on the condition of they wanted to be anonymous, okay, didn't want their name put out there, but they were quoted saying, we have asked the finance ministry. Now, I don't know how the country, I don't know how the Sudan government is set up, but they said they have asked the finance ministry and the central bank for funds, but they can't get a response. I see what you're saying, and I would even add to what was just said. Stand by me. I would even add to what you just said. There's a lot of concern. Places like the World Economic Forum, not places, but organizations, meetings such as the World Economic Forum. There are concerns that these people are coming together, putting policies in place with no other oversight, no checks and balances. And there's actually some legislation here in the United States that has been introduced to protect American sovereignty. I'm going to be doing a video about that. But thank you all so much for your insight and support of the channel. Okay. An official with Sudan's finance ministry, who also spoke, they wanted to remain anonymous, confirmed the lack of funds. Properly stored wheat can last up to a year and a half in silos with controlled temperature and humidity levels, according to agricultural expert Abdul Karim Omar. Okay, but, and I quote, it could spoil within as little as 3 months in inadequate storage, he said. Okay, the article also says traders have offered to buy the farmer's wheat, but at a far lower price than that barely covers the cost of production. Okay, so in other words, they could sell it, but they would have to take a loss. Okay, as a result, he predicted that farmers will opt against cultivating the grain next season. So it's almost like, the farmers are, they don't, if they just did all this work, put all this work, effort, time into harvesting this wheat that wasn't bought by the government, who promised, okay, according to the article, they promised to buy this wheat. Do you think they're going to repeat this whole process again next year just to be told no, or some other last minute surprise happen? They're not going to want to go through this again. So it then creates a cycle of, hey, we're just not going to grow the wheat because we don't want to take another loss. We don't want to be disappointed. All right, now the article says, as the new growing season starts, many frustrated, quite naturally frustrated farmers are leaving their lands untilled and unprepared. So y'all, we got to grow our own food. We got to grow our own food. And I say that, I know it may be hard in certain areas. You may not have space, you may not have the land, but please do your research. Please, please, please. If this story isn't showing you more and more how we need to be as self-sufficient as we can be, please. I have a playlist on home gardening. I showed you how to start seeds indoors. with the potting mix and everything. Please, y'all, please take a minute. Take a few moments, however much time you need. Research my videos. There are other videos out here on the channel. We got to grow our own food. Do you all see how situations, and I want to say unnecessary situations, are being created in other parts of the world? Now these farmers, they don't even want to harvest the wheat because the government, who promised to buy it from them, they backed out. Said they didn't have, they had a lack of funds. So the farmers article says many frustrated farmers are leaving their lands untilled and unprepared. All right. Kamal Sari, leader of the Farmers Association, fears that reluctance to prepare for the new season could affect, and I quote, food provision for the Sudanese people. Last week, 2 children, they lost their life due to hunger-related causes, the article says. UK or United Kingdom-based aid group Save the Children said, warning it was an ominous, and I quote, an ominous sign of what is to come. Sudanese households have come under increasing pressure in recent months due to a spiraling fuel and electricity prices. Okay, so kind of sounds a lot like what's happening here, right? It says prices of staple food items have also skyrocketed with inflation. That sounds familiar right here in the United States, with inflation recently surpassing 200%, y'all. Rising bread prices due to slashed wheat subsidies sparked the political turmoil and mass rallies that led to the ouster of Bashir in 2019. Look how the wheat is just being stored, y'all. Let me show y'all this picture. Do y'all see that? Look how the wheat is being stored. You see it right there? What y'all think about this news? All right, and the article ends by saying, given the economic crisis and the ongoing war in Ukraine, economist Mohammed Al-Nayir said, and I quote, the government should buy the wheat from farmers at any price. Okay, otherwise, he warned, and I quote, it complicates the situation in Sudan far more than it already is. Okay, so again, y'all, you can do your research. I'll try to, when I get to where I'm going and I get settled, I'll try to go and post a link to this article. That way you can read about it. But if you just do a simple internet search, Sudan wheat harvest, you'll be able to see, the stories and reports that they're saying that the Sudan wheat harvest waits to rot as the hunger crisis looms. So I would like to ask the question, what are your thoughts on this news? Okay, do you think it's intentional? Do you think this is by design? Do you think this was planned? Do you think this was just a coincidence, an accident? What are your thoughts on this? Remember, this is an interactive channel. So, as I report the news, I want to hear back from you, my supporters, subscribers. Please let me know your thoughts. I'm going to go ahead and hit the road. I'll come back later on and check the comments because I do want to know your thoughts and I want to hear your feedback. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. I would like to invite all of you who are watching. If you have not already subscribed, I would like to invite you to subscribe to the channel. Join our community. Make sure that you are staying up to date and informed on everything, that I cover here on the channel. Even if you missed some of the videos, if you missed the live videos, make sure you go back and check them out. I'm reporting on all news and commentary that you can use. So thank you all so much for your support. I appreciate each and every one of you. Take care, be blessed, and I'll talk to you soon right here on Andrea Speaks TV. All right, take care.